Hey everyone, this is Joey G with Touch of the Brush Model Weathering, and welcome to this video on how I show you how you can do simple patchwork. So in this video, I am patching this Santa Fe engine into a fictional railroad for a client of mine, and he lives in Kansas, and it's based off, I think, the county where he lives, and Afton County, something like that. And so here we took the railings off as we get to the body of the locomotive, and using masking tape we cover the sides we're not going to be painting. And so you can do this with spray paint or a decal. I use Anita's acrylics and a flat black paint, and just simple masking tape all the way around, and then you take a paintbrush and you paint over where you want there to be patchwork. And for this I don't know, it depends on the project. I say about 3 to 5, sometimes 6 coats. And what I do is I paint over, and then I blow dry the coat, and I do it over again. And after these few coats, you have a patch. And you can do it to all sorts of different colors. And as you can see here, I took the same piece of masking tape and went around the sides and for the other side of the locomotive here, and did the same process a second time over, and really you do the same process again for the front and back. And you can see here's the finished product. It's completely patched over. And I use a Q-tip and I go around the edges, everything up. And here we're doing the front. But before, you saw a clear gloss, and I spray a clear gloss over that patch because we're going to be decaling the initials for his railroad. And so when you're doing some decal work, you want a gloss finish. It's easier to move the decals around compared to a flat finish. So cutting up the decals here, placing the decals on the body of the locomotive. And I use an old cutting board that you use to cut like styrene with, and I use the top of that to cut out the letters. Use the micro saw from I believe micro scale, and that will help adjusting and placing the decals. In the background, I'm watching another train video. I normally do that when I work on train projects. And all those are ACW. There is the logos for the sides of the locomotive. And now we're cutting out the other ones and putting them for the front of the locomotive. I've done a lot of patching in recent years, and it gets easier and easier. And although there are some instances where it could be a real tedious project, and it depends how tiny the decals are. And I like the model fictional and short line railroads where they're patched. So here's a patched look at the locomotive, the front and the back, and the sides, of course. And he wanted the American flag on the front of the locomotive, so I added the American flag there by the numbers. Go around with the pen here and the little knife rather, and taking the little tiny American flag and placing it below. Actually, I didn't put it next to the numbers. I put it on the battery box of the locomotive. And there you have it. There's the locomotive, taking pictures of it for the client. That way he knows that portion of the project is complete. And the next few photos will show the locomotive completed with weathering. So we'll take a look at that in just a moment. And here they come. And that's what they look like here. It really is a nice looking locomotive. Like I said, I like making stuff look for short line, because you can do all sorts of different little projects like this, and it's really, really cool. So I'm going to show you a few examples of other patchwork that I've done in the past couple of years. And this is a XNS Jeep that I made for my railroad. This is interesting. This is a box car that I weathered, and instead of patching it, I did a reverse patching for it. And it was really interesting, because what you do is you put the masking tape on the logo or the reporting marks and the numbers, and then you weather, paint, do whatever you want around it, and then when you take the masking off, it looks like the car was patched. And actually, you didn't have to do anything. You really just had to cover it with masking tape. So I call that reverse patching, because you're not really painting over, but it fools the eye of the viewer. So you could do that as well. Or it could look like if it was graffiti. You cover the numbers or certain spots of the box car, or whatever rolling stock you have, and there you can. It looks like they painted over the numbers, or at least paint over the graffiti. And here's another car that we done. It was an old baggage car that was for a client of mine. They want to finish railroad. Here's some other patched locomotives for that same client that I did that baggage car for. There's another one. I did not do the one in the back. These were also done for another client, patched for NS. And there's another car that I patched, a line-up patch on an MTH box car. And here's a ex-New York Central car that I recently did, and that's patched with the Hudson New England Railroad. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I hope this helped everyone. You guys have a great week, and thank you for watching. This is Joey G with Touch of the Brush Model Weathering. Happy model railroading, guys. Touch of the Brush Model Weathering welcomes you to follow us on all social media platforms. We post almost daily showing you our project updates, upcoming clinics, and videos. If you would like a project completed by us, you can contact us here at TOTBModelWeathering@yahoo.com.